Hello friends, today in this lecture we are going to discuss the third part of a document, that is statement of additional information. In short, it is called SAI. Before this lecture we have discussed two important offer documents. One was the new fund offer, NFO, and second was the SID, that is scheme information document. Today we have planned to discuss the statement of additional information, that is SAI. In a mechanical type of definition, we can say that a statement of additional information is a supplementary document added to a mutual fund's prospectus, and that contains additional information about the fund and includes further disclosure regarding its operation. So this document is additionally attached, or it is a supplementary document which is attached to the scheme prospectus, that is SID document. Statement of additional information is a supplementary document provided along with the mutual fund prospect. The document contains additional information about the mutual fund, and it also contains multiple disclosures regarding the functionality of the mutual fund. And one more thing is, this document is not compulsory or mandatory to attachment, except the request by the investors to the mutual fund. The statement of additional information helps the mutual fund expand on the details about the funds that are not disclosed with the prospect. So it is a kind of document which gives additional information which is not included in the prospectus or SID document of the mutual fund. And this document is regularly updated. Details like the fund's financial statement, information about the officers, directors, and other key personnel related to the mutual fund are updated regularly. Key personnel means like important persons who runs the mutual fund, like fund manager, trustees, those who impact more the scheme performance and scheme related decisions. So the updated information included in the SAI. Now the thing is, what is the difference between SID and SAI? SID is scheme information document, and SID includes details of the scheme, which has details of the details related to the scheme. And a statement of additional information, that is SAI, which has statutory information about the mutual fund that is offering the scheme. And it is its name itself suggests that it is a information additionally given except the SID, and it is not mandatory, but whatever the additional mutual fund want to disclose or circulate among the investors have included in the SAI. And it stand to reason that a single SAI is relevant for all the schemes offered by a mutual fund. So there is no separate SAI for a different type of scheme, but SAI is single for all the schemes offered by a particular mutual fund. For example, if SBI is offering different type of scheme, for example SBI blue chip fund, SBI focused fund, SBI ETF, SBI long term fund, so like that. So SAI will be same for all the schemes. So there is no separate SAI for all these schemes. In practice, however, SID and SAI are two separate documents. Though the legal technicality is that SAI is the part of SID. In a legal format, SAI is the part of SID. Both documents are prepared in the format prescribed by the SEBI and submitted to SEBI. The contents need to flow in the same sequence as in the prescribed form given by the SEBI. The mutual fund is permitted to add any disclosure which it feels is material for the investor, and it is get the additional information to the investors. It increases the knowledge of investors, so it is included in the SAI. Since investors are not a very expert and not very sophisticated person of finance or law, the documents are prepared in very simple language and in neat and clear and concise and easy to understand style language. So from the viewpoint of investors, the information is given in a simple language. While SEBI does not approve or disapprove of a document, it gives its observations only. The mutual fund need to incorporate these observations in the offer document that is offered in the market. So here one more thing is, SEBI does not approve or disapprove this document, but SEBI have given one prescribed format for preparing this document. And second thing is, SEBI just makes observations and mutual fund have to include these observations. Thus the offer document in the market are vetted by SEBI, though SEBI does not formally approve them. Now, what are the contents of SAI? Information about the sponsors, asset management company and trustee company, includes all contacts information, shareholding pattern, responsibilities, names of the directors and their contact information, profiles of the key personnel, and contact information of service providers such as custodian, registrar and transfer agent, statutory auditor, fund accountant, etc. And if these services outsourced by the mutual fund company, then the all information is given about them. And collecting bankers also, who collects the money from the investors and allot units. Condensed financial information is also given for a scheme launched in the last 3 financial years, how to apply, rights of the unit holder, investment valuation norms, etc. is given in the SAI. Then tax and legal and general information, including investors grievance, readdressal mechanism. If any investor have any problem, then what is the grievance redressal mechanism is given in the SAI. And data on the number of complaints received and cleared, and opening and closing number of complaints for previous 3 financial years and for the current year to date. All these things, tax and legal and general information is given in the SAI. Every mutual fund in its website provides for download of its SAI. You get easily from the mutual funds websites SAI and you can go through, and it is expected to go through from investors. Investors have a right to ask for a printed copy of the SAI. So for additional statement of additional information, investor can put the request with the mutual fund scheme, mutual fund company, and it is a right of investor actually. Investor can ask for SAI. Though through AMFI website also investor can access the SAI of all the mutual funds. AMFI means Association of Mutual Fund in India. The website here is given, and you can access the SAI from this website. Examinees are advised to study the SAI for any mutual fund to get a better understanding of the disclosures. Details covered in the statement of additional information. Multiple additional details about the fund are covered in the SAI. The constituents of the same are mentioned here. The sponsor, trustee, and AMC. The statement of additional information initially cover the information about the constituents of the mutual fund. Then these constituents are the fund sponsor, the asset management company, and trustee company. A sponsor is comparable to a promoter of a listed company. The sponsor gets the mutual fund registered with the SEBI. The sponsor is defined, and we have discussed in earlier lectures also. Sponsor is defined under the SEBI regulation as a person who establishes a mutual fund acting alone or combined with other corporate body. For example, if SBI mutual fund is the mutual fund, and SBI Bank, State Bank of India, is the sponsor who sponsors the SBI mutual fund. The sponsor is the initiator of the fund. The sponsor forms a mutual fund trust and has the right to appoint the board of trustees. The sponsor also decides upon the asset management company or a fund manager who would manage the capital within the mutual fund. While sponsor initiate the mutual fund, managing the fund is handled by the board of trustee or a trustee company. The Indian Trust Act governs the incorporated boards, whereas the Companies Act 1956 governs the trust company. Sorry. The trustees have to protect the interest of the unit holders. They also have to ensure that the AMC or the mutual fund manager decides in the interest of the unit holder. And if the AMC aims to float additional or different schemes within the mutual fund, it will be needed to be approved by the trustees. The asset management company takes the daily management of the capital within the fund. The AMC functions under the supervision of the trustees, SEBI, and its own board of directors. The AMC must ensure that the investment comply with the investment strategy or objectives listed in the prospectus and circulated among the investors in the scheme information document and the through various documents like NFO and prospectus. The AMC must adhere and stick up to the risk management guidelines listed by the AMFI, that is Association of Mutual Fund in India, and Security and Exchange Board of India. They should provide timely disclosure to unit holders on the sale and purchase, net asset value, portfolio, and other details, and it is made compulsory by the SEBI. The statement of additional information also mentions the service providers of the mutual fund, then the detail about the fund's custodian, the legal counsel, the registrar and transfer agents of the fund, auditor, fund accountants, and collecting bankers are details of the some service providers mentioned in the SAI. All these service providers to mutual funds we have discussed in the separate lecture, separate video. You can visit that video on this YouTube channel. Financial disclosures. An asset management company can function multiple mutual funds, like the net asset value of each mutual fund has to be disclosed in the SAI. The mutual funds also have to disclose their condensed financial statement in the statement of additional information. These disclosures assist an investor in tracking the historical performance of the respective funds that the asset management company runs. It also assists an investor in deciding the optimal fund to invest in based upon the investor's financial objectives. Details about the net assets held by mutual funds and their expenses related to the net asset are also disclosed in the financial segment of the statement of additional information. Rights of the unit holder. The statement of additional information also assists an investors in investing in their respective mutual fund with a complete guide mentioned within the same. The rights of the unit holders of the mutual funds are also mentioned in the scheme. The unit holders of the scheme have a proportionate right in the beneficial ownership of the scheme asset because they own the part of the scheme, because they have the units and they have the some kind of contribution, so they get the proportionate right in the beneficial ownership of the scheme's asset. The unit holders are entitled to dividend warrant within 42 days of the date of declaration of the dividends. The redemption checks would be received by them within 10 working days from the date of redemption. The unit holders have the right to terminate the AMC of the fund if 75% of the unit holder pass the resolution for the same with the prior approval of the SEBI. So here unit holders have the important rights. They have the powers to dismiss, terminate the AMC also with the 75% of unit holders prior approval of the SEBI. 75% of the unit holders can also be resolute to wind up the mutual fund also. So unit holders have the right to wind up mutual fund also. So here the investors get the rights by government and SEBI. Unit holders and investors are so powerful that they can wind up mutual funds also. Compliance with multiple norms. The AMC also have to comply with the investment value norms that SEBI and the SEM have established. They must be listed down in the SAI itself. The valuation methodologies are the investment strategies that the mutual fund aims to operate. Their respective funds have to be mentioned in the statement of additional information. The specification must be listed for investment made in the equity, debt and other investment instrument within the SAI. The statement of additional information will also list down the legal and tax compliances that the mutual fund must adhere to in its daily functioning, and the detail about the different forms of taxability, the deduction under income tax section, short-term and long-term gains taxability, and other compliances are mentioned in the documents. In a summarized form, we can say the statement of additional information is a handy document that the mutual fund companies provide. The document extends the details mentioned in the prospectus and gives details and additional information about the same. The investors could find multiple information about the mutual fund in the statement of additional information, and this information can assist the investor in making optimal financial decisions if his her financial objective aligned with that of mutual fund companies and its program. Now last part is update of SAI. Regular update is to be done by the end of 3 months of every financial year. Material changes have to be updated on an ongoing basis and uploaded on the websites of the mutual fund and Association of Mutual Fund of India. So that was in this lecture SAI, statement of additional information. Any queries, questions are welcomed. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture.